I think we're live. Hi everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. It's always interesting how it just kind of like pops on. So it's let me see if I can pull up the thing. It looks like we have a good connection. So let's see, who do we got? So we've got Nova, Morgan, and Glitchy. I thought I saw his name in there. It looks like it was in there earlier, but it's not anymore, so it's interesting. Michelle Kingdom Free, hi! Glad you're here. So we got 5 people already. Awesome. Thank you all for being here. Super excited. Finally have enough energy to do a meditation and a healing. Definitely had to take it easy the last couple days to kind of get to that point. So those of you that have had to have your sessions moved around, speaking of, hi Sarah, in order for me to do that. Maxine Kaylee, hi, so glad you're here. John Benny, welcome Sarah, hey girl. All right, hopefully I said hi to everybody that's here. I'm sure if Glitchy's not here, he's going to show up eventually, because I did see him write something at the beginning. It's not there anymore for some reason. It's very weird. All right, so we've got 10 people already, so I can jump right in. Amazing. Let me just make sure that I'm caught up on the chat real quick, just looking over it. That crown is everything red. Hi, Angelfish. Thank you. I just made it today. So this moldavite is from my old crown that broke, which is why I haven't worn a crown for such a long time, because it broke and I just haven't taken the time to remake it or fix it. So I took the piece off it, and it's still a little bit loose because I'm not done adding to the crown yet. I'm going to put some small faceted beads along here. So it's still a work in process. But yeah, I like it. It'll be even radder once it's fully done. But I wanted to show it off. And I really like, was feeling the moldavite tonight, so I have moldavite on my necklace as well. I love moldavite. It's one of my favorites. Thank you, Angelfish. So we have had a lot of energy coming in. Oh my gosh. So we had last week just like lots of solar storm, solar activity, just kind of geomagnetic stuff coming in through, whether it was coronal hole or a solar flare. And then we had kind of that KP0, I think that was yesterday, that I was feeling all kind of weird, because I know when we go like in KP0 for any more than like 9 hours, I get all kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's like okay, so anybody in the chat that gets like migraines or has like neurological conditions, seizures or anything on that level, know what's called like an aura phase. So it's when you feel a little bit changey, where you can like feel the switch coming on, but like it's like kind of the red flags. So when I get into KP0, or when the energy gets into KP0 for like usually 6 to 9 hours, anything over that, I definitely feel it. I get that kind of that shifty feeling, or it's like, I don't even know if it's shifty. It's just like, it's like what I would describe as the aura phase. When you feel off, but you can't describe why you feel off, you just don't feel right. You've been tired, platypus. Yeah, the energies have been very strange, like up and down. Saw a massive spaceship. Oh, I saw that. That's amazing. I'm so excited. I remember when I saw it. So I've seen 3 times in the sky UFOs with my 3D eyes. And I'll tell you what, it's some of the coolest things. Like, every time I go outside, I hope to see it again, because it's so exciting, even though it happens so fast. Like, it sounds like yours went by pretty slow and you got to, like, experience. For me, it's always, like, lightning fast. It's like blipping in and out of the dimensions really fast. But it's always really exciting. Speaking of spaceships and aliens and ETs, we have tons of starseed energies coming in. So we got some Andromeda starseeds in the house. Throw a purple heart in the chat if you resonate with Andromeda or Pegasus. We have so much energy coming in through there right now. And look, it's 11 viewers, 11 likes. So I just saw 11, which is awesome. Really rad. We see them lots. Always inside in the loading zone. Yeah, so, sorry to get distracted. So hi Hobie Hanson. I love the penguin emoji. Yay, fairy, me too. My UFOs are usually super slow, more UFOs than aeroplanes. Nice. Yeah, for me it's really fast. I've never got to like sit there and like, well, I guess the third time, the very last time I saw it, I was observing it for a while and it wasn't moving. But it took me a while to figure out what the heck it was. And then I tried to get it on camera. You guys, have you ever tried to get a video on camera of UFO and then you go back to check and it's freaking gone? Like, I know I took that dang video, but it's not there anymore. I was so mad. I was like, darn it. They totally jacked my video. I believe Pegasus is in my chart, and we saw that one during the channeling. Yes, definitely thought of you, Morgan, for sure. And I think, Zara, I feel like you had some Pegasus Andromeda as well when I did your chart. And John Binney, I know you gave me your natal stuff, and I just haven't had a chance to look at your chart, so I have no idea. I know there's a couple of you guys in the chat that have had Starseed Origins done by me. And anybody who's interested, there is a link in the information. If you do want a Starseed Origins reading, I do have a link for that, so you can purchase that through my Etsy shop. And it's super affordable. The only reason I really charge for it is because it's like, otherwise you're going to wait 2 months. Like, ask anybody in the chat who I've done it for free. It's like they had to wait a long time for their chart. So if you want to get it in like 2 to 3 days, then you can go to my store and buy it, and then I promise you'll have it in a couple days. So if you do want a Starseed Origins reading from me, there's a link for that. And those of you that resonate with Pegasus, Andromeda, right now you have a lot of energy coming in through Pisces. We're going to be moving into some of the Zeta Piscium energy. Some of that's already starting to come in now, but we really have kind of crossed through Andromeda energies, Pegasus energies. We do have Pegasus energies coming in from the sun and the moon. So lots of energies. Feeling very magical, feeling very, very much in just kind of this different space. So I'm excited to see kind of what comes through the channeling when we start getting into that. So I'm just going to wait a little bit because we're not even 10 minutes into the stream before we start that. So if you guys have any questions right now about like any questions at all about the energies coming in, what are you feeling right now? What are your symptoms? Let's talk about it. Let's and you know, if you resonate with Andromeda or Pegasus, let's talk about that. I would love to open up some dialogue between you guys. Let's all connect. And of course, I'm glitching now. I gave up and called a friend because I needed proof. Let's see. Did I miss something? Angelfish. 1111. I didn't put any lotion on my skin after my shower, and so I'm super dry. Sorry, guys. I totally doing that running late thing again tonight. I gave up. I'm not sure. I must have missed something, Angelfish. Sorry. Oh, yes. And did you get my email about my astrology placement with my rising being in Aries and not Pisces? Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, I'll have to check that. I've been kind of in an interesting space, Zara. I had to kind of move around a lot of appointments just so that I could get some headspace. So I've been kind of putting a lot of stuff off. So I will definitely check your email. So sorry. I know I put you off a lot. It's not on purpose. I hope you understand. Totally feeling good. Lighting candles and sage. Awesome. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and start soon. We'll wait till about 15 minutes in. I think I might need to grab some lotion or some oil for my arm. My skin is so dry right now. We can still hear you? Okay. Well, at least you can still hear me. It looks like my face is totally frozen. How do you know your Starseed Origins? So I can look at kind of where you, so when you incarnate as a being in this life, this incarnation, you are kind of stamped with a cosmological blueprint. This is what we call a natal chart. So within that natal chart, it has little hints and clues of different aspects of integration as a soul. So this is connected to your Starseed origin as far as sorry, there was some background noise. I was trying to figure out what it was. I got distracted. So within the natal chart, there are clues, hints, and what you could perceive as guidance into kind of where your soul aligns to as a galactic being. So you can look at your sun, moon, and rising to look at your most prominent energies as far as kind of what's coming in this incarnation. So what traits are you going to hold strongest as kind of an avatar human person here? You're going to take on traits of your other selves as a galactic being. So if you have like a lot of Syrian energy, like in your sun, moon, or rising, so this is going to be like a lot of Cancer, Capricorn, you're going to be, highly analytical. You're going to need a lot of information. You're going to want to look at multiple sides of one thing in order to understand it better. This is just kind of how that aspect of your soul works. And so each part of you are going to be kind of integrated into your awareness as you as a human kind of open up your consciousness to other aspects of your soul, your Starseed origins, because you're not just from one place. You have origins all over the galaxy. We just use the term origins as it is a place that you have kind of a stamp there. There is an origin aspect of you kind of holding, anchoring a frequency there, as well as you here, as well as you in other places. So we're just looking at sun, moon, and rising being the most prominent energies in your incarnation right now. And then you can look at the node points, like your south node and your north node, to kind of see where you came in from and where you're going out to. So your south node is going to give you information as to kind of where you incarnated in from. So you could look at like what galactic construct am I most connected to, as that is maybe the closest to me, what I would perceive as a past life as an ET. You could look at your south node for that, because that would be the kind of the morphogenetic field that you came through as an incarnate in this now. So you're going to be carrying a lot of energy. So you could be like, you could perceive that as that was my past life before being human, was being this kind of this ET energy connected to that nodal point. So this is different ways we can look into the natal chart for clues, for guidance, for information into kind of what galactic constructs do we resonate with on a soul level. And when you connect with those galactic constructs, you can look at different ways that the soul is trying to integrate itself through its humanness. So think about how the Syrians are as beings and how they kind of work through the things, and just imagine how that would work as a human, and how the knowing of those two things could work together, like saying, well, I know this is an aspect of, my more Syrian self, and I can integrate that into my human self, and therefore evolving and, expanding the human self into that more Syrian awareness while still being human. So this is where when you start tapping into all multidimensional aspects of you, yourself, and your beingness. Very, very fun, very interesting. And I'm actually going to leave some information after the chat is over to kind of where I started learning how to do this. So I got my Starseed Origins chart done oh gosh, I guess it was a year and a half. It could have been even 2 years ago by now. It's been a while. So there is a channel, and I should have linked this prior to the live, but I just didn't think, it just spaced. And some of my other videos already have this information, but Indigo Angel, she's the one who does this system that I kind of do my Starseed Origins through. I also added and integrated my own system into how she does her system. So it's kind of like her system, but in my own way, which is kind of how I do everything. So it's like I have a hard time taking on something and just keeping it that way. I tend to evolve and morph everything that I learn. It's just part of my personality, which is a good thing. I believe that is how things have keep from becoming stagnant, and that's how things learn to grow, because every person has their own perspective, and we learn more through seeing different sides of the lens. So I'll link her information for her channel. She also has a book, and it's called How to Read Your Celestial Akashic Records or something like that, and it explains basically how to use the system in her way, which is a lot in the way that I do it, but I also have my own integrations that are part of it. So there are going to be things like if you got your chart read by her and then by me, you would find things that are the same, but there are also going to be things in my charts that won't be in hers, and vice versa. So I will definitely link all that information below so that you guys can find her channel and watch her videos. Am I still frozen? Is my face still frozen? You guys? Let me know if my face is still frozen. It looks like it's still frozen. That's a little frustrating because it's not a very good frozen face. But you'll watch the recording? Okay, perfect. Pics keep disappearing. Camera can't see what sky ripped open. Purple mist called a friend for proof. Oh, interesting. That's rad. I've seen the sky turn completely purple. I actually caught it on camera, like on one of my time lapses. It like turned purple and then green. It's crazy. Is it still frozen? That's really frustrating. And I'm totally plugged in and everything. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna start the meditation. Let's see, how much battery do I have? 41%. Oh, I don't know if I can do that though. I don't know if I can switch devices in the middle of a stream. Crap. What should I do? I'm going to try refreshing the page. Hopefully it doesn't kick me out. The sound is good. It's still frozen on my face. I don't like it. Okay. Okay. There we go. It says I have connection. So hopefully it fixes in just a minute. Okay. I guess we'll find out, right? It's still frozen on my face though. That's frustrating. This is frozen. Stop. Still frozen. Okay. Alright, I'm so sorry, you guys. Trying to figure out why it's frozen on my face right now. Give me 1 second. Everybody be patient with me. I'm going to try turning. We'll see. Let's find out. Okay, let me know if you guys can hear me or see me, or if it's still frozen on my face. I had to restart everything. Hopefully that worked. I'm so sorry, you guys. So frustrating. I think I got too excited. Yay, it's working! Oh, I'm so happy. Oh. Alright, did I lose everybody? I still got 12 of you. So you guys stayed. Oh, I love you guys. I'm so glad you all stayed. Heather, I'm so glad you're here. Aw. Okay. Hi, JB. Sorry, I didn't get to say hi to you guys because it was glitched for like forever. So if there's anybody else that I didn't say hi to, hi, and I love you. And now we're 20 minutes in, and we should go ahead and start getting ready for the meditation. So if you guys want to go ahead and grab your water, get your comfy spot, light your candle, do whatever you gotta do. And we'll go ahead and get that started. I'm gonna adjust my seating here just a little bit, and I just want to reground myself because I did get kind of ungrounded there. I was starting to get stressed because I was glitched out for so long. So give me just a moment, and while you guys are getting ready, I'm going to just take some nice deep breaths. And if you guys want to take some nice deep breaths with me, that would be amazing. And I'm just taking a few minutes to just tune into the energies, the frequencies, and get myself real nice and grounded. If you all want to start taking some nice deep breaths, really breathing in deeply through the root chakra. Breathe in deeply and bring that energy all the way up as high as you can go. Bring it all the way up and just hold it there for just a moment. And I want you to do this one more time. And when you bring that energy all the way up, I want you to release any tension, stress, or energy that you're holding on to on the out breath. Just let it go. Breathe it down. Breathe it out. So I'm definitely feeling the energies pick up. I'm feeling a lot like in my face, my cheekbones, definitely. My hands are starting to vibrate a lot. So if you can all just take another nice deep breath and breathe in deeply. And I want you to maybe just allow yourself to tune into the energies of your space, of your body. You could even feel the tingling sensation in your fingers. If you don't feel it now, just imagine what it would feel like. If your fingers started to feel a bit vibrating, maybe even a little bit heavy as you move them around. And you can move them around in front of you if you'd like. You can reach out in front of you and imagine you have little streams of energy, and you can reach out and grab them and grab into the different energies as if there was different music notes floating. Nebula clouds, and experiencing all the different energies and what that could feel like. And I want you to go ahead and just imagine inside your mind, if you're floating around out in the galaxies in the universe, if you could imagine what it would feel like to connect with just one particular galaxy, just one for now. And you could even picture this inside your mind if you know what it looks like. And I want you to just imagine connecting with the energy of Andromeda. And if you even want to picture inside your mind a Pegasus, if this is an energy you're more comfortable with, something you can see easily inside your mind, you can picture that as well. Connect with the Pegasus energy, the frequency of the mythological being, because that energy is like a little portal that helps you tune into that frequency. You could even imagine it like an antenna on a radio. How we take the antenna and point it in different directions to maybe make a channel more clear. We can use crystals in the same form, kind of like creating an antenna. So as you visualize this inside your mind, you're essentially creating like a little antenna. And as you visualize that, it's kind of taking that antenna and pointing you into the right direction. And you're connecting with that Stargate energy, that frequency. And you can go ahead and just imagine it surrounding you like little twinkling lights, sparkles, fairy dust even. And it can surround you. And you could just imagine this inside your mind. Get really magical and imaginative with it. If you could put yourself in a fairy tale setting, walking along the cosmos, surrounded by stars, and all this stardust floating around you. And you can imagine each speck of dust carries information. And I want you to go ahead and allow that information to begin swirling around you in those starlight speckles, little bits of glitter surrounding you, sparkling, filling your space. And you can just imagine you reach out and grab one of those sparkles and just hold it in your hands. And you could imagine maybe even opening up, like you could touch it like a button, it could open up like a hologram. What would you see before you? If it could be anything, what kind of information would be inside that little thing? Would it be a bunch of different symbols? Would it be a picture? Would it be another being speaking to you? What would that being look like? You know? Use your imagination. Now I want you to go ahead and just play around inside your mind with your imagination, floating around in the stars, picking different bits of starlight and holding them in your hands, perhaps opening them and seeing what's inside. I want you to go ahead and just have fun with this. And you can play around with it inside your mind. I want you all to just continue breathing in deeply as I bring through different light codes of information. And these will come through in different forms of language, sounds, frequencies, and light. And I want you all to know that these activations are going to be individual for each one of you, and they're going to work exactly as you may need. to help with your connection, your evolution, and your experience here, your awareness coming into your starseed awareness and knowledge of your multidimensional self. Nashyasiti se shatai kaisya tosha sityashanate sityasha aisiti shyasa mahiti se shaki resiti she nahati doshasi. Urisia sharaka aishi sitesh ukosha sietesh aihi si dasha resihiti noshete sitash karsi isitash shosiatash. This is working with overcoming fear of judgment of others based on your new awarenesses. A lot of you are kind of finding yourself being the only one that's kind of aware of who you are outside of your humanness. And so I'm seeing a lot of yellow, first of all, and I'm feeling a lot in the solar plexus. So there's a lack of confidence here because it's feeling very tight. There's a lack of confidence here, and this is connected to your awareness of your more multidimensional self. This is very much connected to judgment and fear of judgment of others, people thinking you're crazy and assuming things about you when you're just kind of looking at them like, if you only knew. But you have to remember, people are only going to meet you at the level of their own awareness and perception. And so they're just going to see you as crazy. And so trying to explain yourself to them is just going to make you look more crazy. You have to allow them to come to their own awareness. And just be so confident in yourself that it doesn't matter what they think of you. That their judgment does not matter because you are confident in yourself. And honestly, that is the most freeing feeling in the world, because holding that judgment, that feeling of other people's judgment, creates masks. It's like taking a layer and putting it on and saying, I'm going to kind of try to hide some of my light for the comfort of others. And that's what happens. That's why that solar plexus gets dim. We got to brighten that light by being confident in who we are and not being afraid of what other people think, because they're only going to be able to meet you at the level of their awareness. And you're not going to be able to convince them otherwise, because there is going to be, that disconnect. When their ego gets challenged, there's going to be a disconnect. And even though they can't explain it, they don't want to, and it's just going to stress them out. It's going to make them uncomfortable, and that's when aggression comes in. And that's when they will start attacking you. And so in order to avoid even getting into those situations, you need to realize when that's starting and just be like, I'm confident in myself and I don't need you to be okay with, who I am and how I feel, because I'm okay with that. And just let them perceive and see you however they like. And this is something I've had to work on myself. And I'm really being shown this a lot through my own shadow, because it's something that I've dealt with a lot, is severely feeling judged by others. And having that being a huge controlling factor of kind of how I present myself. And as I've been going through my own awakening process and awareness process and connecting with my multidimensional self, I've had to allow my weird to come back out. When I shoved my weird so far inside of me that I didn't know it was even there anymore. And now I've had to fully embrace and accept that people are going to think I'm completely crazy. And I am okay with that. Because the things that I say without the proper, awareness and without knowing everything that I know, if you just kind of started listening to me talk, you would think I was crazy. And that's okay. And I am okay with people feeling that way, because even though they may perceive you as quote unquote crazy in that moment, you're planting a small seed within their subconscious that has the ability to grow if it's not created this kind of compounded fear around it through aggressive maneuvering, like trying to get some. It's literally like throwing a book at somebody. Don't throw your book at people, all right? Let them find it. Like, if you have to drop it in front of them, that's fine. Just don't throw it at them. Don't hit them over the head with it. I like the way I saw it in my head was just somebody taking a book and smacking somebody in the side of the head with. Be so confident in yourself that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about you, and that is the most freeing thing. And that's really going to be a lot. If you're holding density in your solar plexus, if you're feeling like it's dim, and you're still allowing other people's judgments to affect you, that's one of the things you need to work on. Where is that coming from? Why are you allowing somebody else's judgment to make you be a certain way? Like, why? Ask yourself. Because I can't answer that question for you. You have to sit there and think about it and figure it out for yourself. If you do need help or guidance moving into the right direction, I'm here for you, and we can work through it. I have sessions available. You can email me. We'll work through it. Definitely seeing a lot of green now, so I'm kind of tuning in to see what that. I know that we're getting a lot of energy connected to the heart. I'm also feeling the throat, so this could be stuff connected to the throat chakra, being authentic and expressing yourself through your authenticity, maybe holding some of that back because of potentially stuff from the past, grief, loss, experiences where you didn't feel like you could express yourself, maybe because of a trauma or a loss or some kind of an experience that maybe made you afraid to be fully authentic, to be able to speak in a way that was more you, to be able to communicate with people around you in a more authentic way, in a way that's more you. Sorry, my eye keeps twitching and it's itching really bad, so I'm getting like a download or something. Or I'm sending a download. It's on the sending side. Definitely just felt a heaviness come in again, so I'm just kind of tuning in to see where that's coming from. Feeling a heat, so we're kind of purging through that heaviness. So that heaviness is definitely connected to wearing like heavy layers. The way I'm seeing this now, it's like putting on a really heavy jacket and you're just hot. Like, why wear all those layers? It's too hot. Like, you got to take that layer off. Like, it's not you and you're not in the right environment. It's too hot. So it's like it's weighing you down and it's making you uncomfortable. So it's like it could be stressing you out. Like, I'm feeling like this, you know? Look at maybe how this could be something that's looping from the past. So maybe you put on this jacket because in the beginning it made you feel like kind of cozy and warm, but now it's not. It's heavy and it's hot, and it's time to take it off. Inesha iso shora siti asara siti se shara siti se shtose. This is helping burn, working a lot with like that dragon fire energy. This is burning a lot. So if you're feeling that heat, I'm starting to sweat right now. Like, Ini ia se hia ka ia shiti se no shasata sia ia sata sia kia satasha to se te sono to shariki te te sia shata se kos. This is working a lot with grounding. Like I'm feeling so much energy being pulled down, like my spine. I'm feeling enormous amounts of like really dense pressure moving out of that root chakra, like moving out of the base. Like it's so dense right now. Yasha si tashya surasa yasata ishe kiyasata shasiya yasata shyase kusiya sha yase dosha syate ikiyasata sharsikir ka na asya no syata shasiki tasha no karasi tarasitasha natesia notasha natash karasatir. Isyasha nata se ityash natesitush shosyashe itisye tisyatasha. Really pretty, like violet indigo color coming in right now. Toshiti teshitisi nitisheta sarasi ukosete shitisiata sharasitisiata shatakai sitis teshititi totoshikati tokoshata Kitia sata ta 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 tota hiti ti 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 si ti 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 ta ta sha ti ti si ti ti si ti ti si ti si ti 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 toto sha ti 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 ti. This is like recoding, doing like DNA recoding. Sete shikiti ti 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 sututo ti 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 setai shai ti nakiti ti 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 ti. Onokori siti shiti siti Just like seeing a lot, but it's like hard to make out because everything's just kind of like just seeing like a big X. But it kind of looks also like, now it's starting to look like DNA strands. It's interesting, but like first it was like an X and now it's like doing the spiral. Everything's turning like really orange. So it's like a lot of orange with a little bit of green like on the bottom. This could also be working with some like creative inspiration. This could be something that's very emotionally fulfilling. So be aware of that. If something like really random comes in, this could be, you know, like divine guidance, kind of moving you in the right direction towards like some abundance, some happiness, some joy in your life. Feeling a lot in the throat, especially like kind of right here, like working on this side. So this is working a lot with like the feminine expression. So it was like really aqua blue, and then it morphed into like this really pretty purple, and there's like hints of indigo blue off to the side, and I'm just like kind of like trying to see, like there's like this shape kind of trying to form, but it's just like a blob. And I'm still feeling that like a lot right here in my throat. And I'm also feeling it in my ear. So I'm getting this is working with like the DNA, and it's actually working with the chakra back here, not the throat chakra. And it's also working with clairaudience, which is why I was feeling it. Like, and I'm hearing like the vagus nerve. I think it kind of goes like that. Is where I'm kind of seeing it. I'm hearing breathe more. Y'all need to be breathing more. So some of you guys may be guided to do some breathing meditations or exercises. I'm going to start doing some breathing groups, meditations on my Patreon soon. So those of you guys that are already part of my Patreon, that's going to be something that's going to be part new coming soon. On top of the classes and the group healing, I'm going to be adding some breath work and some dance energy classes. Now that it's starting to warm up again, it's not super cold. We can start doing those again, and I can do things from my phone now, record from my phone because I bought the Pro plan on Zoom, so I can go to the park and start doing meditations from there with you guys. So if you haven't signed up for the Patreon yet, do that, if that's something that interests you. I just started feeling a lot of pressure in my head, my third eye. Seeing a lot of that violet energy again. And now I'm starting to see this really big flower. You know what it looks like? It is kind of like a California poppy, but I'm still seeing the violet energy, but the flower itself reminds me of like a California poppy, like what it looks like. That could mean something to somebody. I'm not sure what it means. I'm definitely feeling some pain in my left side, like kind of in the abdomen. Lower sacral chakra center. So working with like masculine energy, masculine sexual energies, maybe there's a little bit of an imbalance there with somebody or multiple people. So I'm getting that whatever this is, this imbalance, it's connected to something to the heart. So a relationship. There was some kind of a pain, a painful relationship, or there's something, a pain that's being held there connected to a relationship. This is something from the past. So I'm working on kind of moving that energy, bringing it up to the surface and brightening it, like that orange color. If you're seeing this inside your mind, you may have seen it just get brighter now as I'm trying to kind of lighten the load. That way, as this energy reveals itself into your awareness, into your environment, you can transmute it and transfigure it more easily without so much density pulling you down. Feeling it a lot in the heart and kind of in the left side of my sacral chakra. This is healing a lot of that wounded masculine energy, and this could be connected to how kind of the divine feminine and the divine masculine work together. So healing that imbalance, and this could be connected to past lives and past traumas where things just weren't in balance, and now you're maybe being given opportunities to bring those energies back into balance through interactions, experiences, whether they're good or perceived as bad. Just allowing some extra time for that energy to kind of work through. When I stop feeling some of that dense energy in my heart, then we'll go ahead and start grounding the rest of the energy down and close out the meditation. If everybody can take a nice deep breath, maybe focus on that heart as you breathe in. And then when you release, try pushing the energy down through your feet, down through the earth, down into the core of the earth to be transmuted in that core fire lava energy center. And if everybody can take one more nice deep breath, I want you to take a nice deep breath and I want you to breathe in deeply. And when you release, I want you to push anything left over that you're still holding on to, that you're still feeling in your body. I want you to push it all the way down, all the way down. And as you're pushing that energy down, I want you to feel yourself anchor deeply into your physical body, anchoring yourself firmly planted into your physicality, anchoring all your codes, anchoring all the energies that you downloaded today into that physical body so that you can start moving forward into higher timelines, into higher timeline alignments and higher potentialities through your awarenesses and through healing and removing and letting go of those denser energies and frequencies. Hi everybody. How are you all feeling? So I'm going to go ahead and check back the chat while the rest of you are coming back into your bodies, coming back into your space. I know that was a little bit longer meditation than we usually do, but there was just some really important messages that needed to come through for certain individuals in this chat and certain people that will be watching this replay. Very important codes and information to be anchored into the new awarenesses. Oh, sorry, I got to reposition myself. I still need to ground a little bit more. I went way up there. Sorry, guys. Still coming a little bit back down myself. Okay, so I am going to go back in and check the chat. Whew! That is some intense energy, you guys. Wow. Let me know how everybody is feeling and if you saw or experienced anything amazing. Okay, so let it go, let it go. Thank you, Marty. Elsa Sync. Oh my gosh, love it. Hi, Alex and Saturnian Sun. I don't know if I got a chance to say hi to you. Hi, Kiki. Because I think I had started the meditation already when I saw you guys pop in. Hi, Tom. All right. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. I'd like to get off this planet. Well, we hopefully had a fun little trip. Is Bravery here? I don't know. Maybe. I haven't gotten that far. We are made of stars indeed. Did you guys enjoy that little visualization I did? I thought that was fun and different, something we don't do very often. I took a breath as soon as I came in. Beautiful. I'm glad. Use imagination. Exactly. Beautiful language. Oh, thank you. I'm a tigger. I'm the only one. Collective trauma stored in the solar plexus. Yes. I was feeling so much in the solar plexus. That was a really powerful meditation, you guys. Like, that was powerful. I was very, very much enjoying that. But I'm a woods taking my name back, remembering my strength. Beautiful. You're all my kind of crazy. Love it. We should all be okay with the things we say. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I see people's auras as cartoon characters. Fairy, you are my tink. I love it. I used to call myself a tinker too because I am. I really am. You know how Tinkerbell likes to just take random stuff and like put it together and make stuff? That's so me. I'm such a tinker. I really am. I love making stuff out of stuff. It's just like out of random stuff too. Other people's opinion of us is none of our business. Exactly. Exactly. Because their opinion is only a reflection of their own shadow. Please judge you. We cannot teach anyone, just help them discover. Exactly. I love that. I love the way you said that. Saw a beautiful meditation, thank you. Or such a beautiful meditation, thank you. I saw activation light codes blast through my heart, my solar plexus, and flow through my blood. I love that. You are absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Alex. Twitch. Yeah, was I twitching? I do that sometimes when I channel. Son of Saturn, big hugs. The message I got yesterday was about someone sabotaging me. Interesting. What was the message, Tom? Vision blurry, all of a sudden going to listen. Oh, okay. Is that third eye? I know, you know what, Angelfish, when my third eye gets really, really open, my physical eyes don't work so good. So that could be, you could be getting some third eye activation going on. Glitchy, you made it! If you're still here, it looks like you came in the middle of the meditation. For the green, I was sat on Pegasus in space with a small green being in my hand, and they guided me through the light code activation. And just not nice. It looks like I'm pretty far behind on the chat, so you've definitely been stressed. Okay, so yeah, I'm still going through the channeling. I was definitely channeling pretty hard. I love it though, because I always watch the replays and I'm like, oh. Because I don't know how to explain it. It's like a lot of times when I channel, I don't remember what I said until I go back and watch the replay, and then I was like, oh, that was good. Dragon energy. Oh, yeah. Did you feel that? It was so hot. I started sweating so bad when the dragon came up. Are you going to bed, Glitchy? You sound like an Asian when you speak in tongues. White as all hell, though. Oh, you know, I've had kind of an Asian tone come through before, too. It just depends on the energy. It really does. Like, so many different languages come through, and I realize it just really depends on the energy. I always hear the name Natasha in your light language. My sister's name is Natasha. My sister said the same thing. She's like, you always say Natasha. I was like, I don't, and I know what word you're saying, like, because I say it a lot in light language, but I can't, you know, that's the funny thing about light language. If I try to do it on demand, I can't do it. But I know what word you're saying, because because I've heard it as I'm speaking it, because Elizabeth said the same thing, like, you always say Natasha, and of course it's my sister, and so I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of like, but it's like, I can't do it on demand, you guys, I can't. But, you know, Natasha is actually very, you know, beyond being my physical sister, she is a soul sister too. Like, we have been incarnating together like multiple lifetimes, not just as this one as sisters, like galactic stuff. Like one time, oh my gosh, a funny story, I was channeling for her. And my cat jumped in. I've never channeled one of my pets before. My cat jumped into my circle while I was channeling, and I just randomly started channeling information from my cat. Like, she was talking to me telepathically, which is crazy. I know that sounds totally crazy, but this actually happened. It's the one and only time I've full-on telepathically had a conversation with my cat. I still talk to her telepathically, and she kind of moves her ears around and looks at me and makes eye faces and kind of communicate in that way. But this was like a full-on, like, and she was just kind of explaining how astrally she still has a connection to my sister, even though, like, my sister doesn't really know my cat or have any really connection to her in this physical life. Outside of this life, because my cat is also a soul, just having your animal kingdom experience, you know. I think, what is that, second density or something like that. But, you know, outside of that, her soul is still connected through, you know, frequency and all that good stuff. So it was, I was totally rambling, but that was a fun experience. I wonder if any of you guys, let me know in the chat if you ever had a weird random experience like that. Like, maybe not that exactly, but something totally strange that you literally sound like a crazy person. Like, hearing myself say it, I'm like, I definitely sound like a crazy person. Moving strands of rainbow liquid web. Ocean of love. Hi, everyone. I love you guys. 17 in the chat. Nice. Women are taking over the world. Women power. No, I'm so gender neutral, you guys. I love you all. Women, men, all of you. You're all beautiful. The pendulum swings. There is, there is that kind of that pull flip thing happening on like a physical and a subconscious level. There is a feminine rising. It is a natural part of cyclical, behavior of the whole, the overall experience, as you have to, kind of go through your patriarchal cycles, your matriarchal cycles, until you come to enough awareness of having the cycles in duality that you no longer have to experience them in duality and you can experience them as one. That is what we are working towards as a collective, getting there. Amanda Sanchez, hello, welcome. I need to grab something to drink. 1 second, you guys. Oh, that water's definitely been sitting out for a while. Uh-oh, what happened? Lost our image. There we go, back. My throat has been on one. I just sing. Yeah, I need to do some more singing. I definitely kept feeling it trying to come through, and I was fighting it a little bit because I still have a little bit of shadow with singing publicly. So I know a few of you guys have gotten to experience that, where I've kind of been able to let myself go enough to bring through the singing. So working on, and that's connected to my own self-confidence as well, my own solar plexus. So Kundalini energy, yeah, I felt that. DNA feels like it's getting upgraded. Beautiful. Talking us up to the portal. Dragon breath. Smells like barbecue. Hi, Soul Moon's Rising. Hello. Seeing yellow plumerias. Beautiful. You may be partly guilty. Hi, Obi Hansen. Oh, wait, you were here earlier. I remember the penguins. I think I'm finally getting caught up on the chat. I think I'm, like, really far behind still. Katie! Trusting people again is your issue at the moment. Ah. So how well do you trust yourself? Because if you can't trust yourself, you're not going to be able to trust other people. If you trust yourself so much, trusting other people won't even matter at that point, because it's like you won't need them. Maybe we should have a chat, Tom. Just like a one-on-one. I know that our time zones are different, so let's try to work something out. Maybe you can get a session with me. Let me know kind of what your time zone is, and let's figure something out. And let's look a little bit deeper into that trust thing, because it could be, something, a belief system that you took on that's connected to that, and you don't even realize it yet. So let's look at that and find out the core file connected to that trust issue, because sometimes it's very surprising. I can't tell you how many times I've sat down with somebody at the beginning of a session and not known how to help them. And then by the end of the session, we made massive breakthroughs. And I know there's a couple of you in the chat that know exactly what I'm talking about. You like the dragons? I like the dragons too. They always make me sweat though when I channel dragon energy. I get really, really, really hot. But it's like I guess probably my favorite thing about channeling dragon energy is how much I feel it in the base of my spine. Like, it's like having something just kind of grab you at the base of your spine and just pull you into earth. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's very grounding. Like, I literally physically feel the base of my spine like being pulled down. It's pretty crazy. It definitely makes me sit up straight. I've noticed that too. Like, I automatically start sitting up like more straight. Thank you for the guidance. You're welcome, Hobie. People need to be emotionally mature and talk about their problems and issues without flipping out. Oh, you're totally right. I agree. One of the problems though with that is because we weren't allowed to express ourselves as children, so we were never taught how to emotionally be able to express ourselves in ways that didn't essentially project all over other people. Because our parents didn't know how to teach us that stuff. And we're only just starting to figure it out now as adults. And so even now I'm having to, and this is one of the, I guess, the greatest blessings about having kids is it's given me the opportunity to heal my own inner child through them. So basically all the things that I did wrong, because I was not I can't say that I was a very good mom, starting out. I did a lot of things wrong. I had to work really hard on myself and then look at all kind of the ways I was damaging my own children to start fixing that and changing that. And full disclosure, I am not perfect. Made a lot of mistakes in raising my children. And I've seen even progressively, because I have, my oldest son and then my middle child and my youngest, just in their behavior, the differences. Like my oldest is my hardest kid. He has the most behavioral problems. He's also the one that has had to deal with a lot of, having a mom that worked 16 hours a day, all the time for the first few years of his life. I was never around, and when I was around, I was the zombie. I was just I was not able to be there for him. And I realize now the kind of damage that caused, and I'm having to see the repercussions of it. And I'm also, as I'm seeing how that the same experiences happened to me as a child. And I used to hold that against my mom. And then I'm like, well, I did the same thing. It was a structure, a belief system that I had built through, being parented in that way, and so I parented in that way. But through my awareness and healing my own parenting mistakes, I'm also healing my inner child. And that's what's so beautiful about it, because I no longer hold that against my mom. I no longer hold that anger and that dense energy in my body because I understand. And so it's really is a truly a blessing, all the fuck ups I had starting out, because without those, I wouldn't have been able to kind of let go of a lot of, and it sounds really bad, that my son had to go through kind of me being a terrible mom in the beginning. And I'm sure we're going to be dealing with this even as he goes into adulthood. But it's also, it gave me the opportunity to heal my own inner child. So, there is going to be a lot of work that has to be done in the future and continuous. But, I'm becoming more and more aware of where, maybe I needed to make changes and where I was still holding old systems and implementing them into my own children. Systems that just don't work anymore, not in this reality. Weird for the weirdo. I'm totally crazy. So many mental and physical problems. It's all good. I'm healing all the time. We're all crazy. We're all mad here. Animals have experience as we humans. Archangel Phaleo is guardian of these beings. They are having a 3D experience. Yes. Your toes just reached down. Just rouched. I don't know. Not rooched. Just just touched. Maybe that's what it was. Just touched down. Jesus was my cashier at the 99-cent store on my son's 11th birthday. Nice. 9/11 sing. 9911. I love to sing to the trees. That's beautiful. Kiddos are parkside penguins. Love you, Harmony, my brave heart. I play strings wrapped around trees. Guitars. Oh, I love that. I've never thought of it like that. You are a perfect mistake. Well, there's no such thing as mistakes, though. Everything is Mistake is only perception. So, I mean, I guess if that's what you want to believe, you can. But mistakes just... It's really just an illusion, actually. To be perfectly honest, there is no such thing as mistakes. We have the illusion of what we perceive as a mistake because we don't want to accept that it was divinely planned. We are the huggers in the hood. Ha ha ha, waving at everyone. Yelling, hello neighbor, be red. I can prove it. Ask them. That's awesome. Group hugs. Oh look, I caught up on the chat. That only took me forever. Sorry guys. Pioneers. Nice. Love you, Tila. I don't even know if I said hi to you yet. Hi. Magic. Love. So, do you guys have any questions? Anything you want to talk about? So we still have 20 people in the chat. I mean, if you guys want to chat, talk, you have any questions, definitely throw stuff in the chat. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and call it for the night. Let me know what you guys want to do. I actually have some energy tonight for once. I think it's because I didn't drink any coffee today. So I've pretty much been trying to cut my coffee out almost completely. I still have a little bit of a coffee addiction. I do it really unconsciously. Like, I'll go in and pour myself a cup of coffee without even thinking about it, and then I'll just start drinking and be like, crap, I wasn't going to drink coffee today. So coffee makes me really tired. I've started to realize it's a lot of the reason why I'm so tired all the time is because of how much coffee I drink. It has just kind of like a reverse effect on me, I guess. Or Glitch's theory is that my adrenals could be shot, so I don't know, it could be something connected to that, who knows. All I know is that I've been drinking mushroom coffee, and whoo, that stuff is rad, okay, I'll tell you what. Like, talk about energy, and it's freaking delicious. What do you know about the event horizon? So, event horizon, if you can imagine a black hole, like right on the edge of the black hole before you go into the black hole would be what is called the event horizon. So if you want to imagine you're in this reality, this now, this experience, this dimension. The event horizon would essentially be the precipice of whatever is on the other side of the black hole. So different reality, different dimension, whatever. So the event horizon would be that tipping point. You could even imagine this if you look at the tarot deck, the Fool card. So it could be perceived as a beginning or an end. But it is that last thread of space before it becomes something different. That is the event horizon. There's alignment with the red constellation. No coffee. What crystal is on your forehead? This is moldavite. And this is also moldavite. I love moldavite. My favorite. Good night, Sarah. Love you, love you. Chaga chai. Nice. I think the one that I have, the mushroom coffee, has like 7 different mushrooms in it. And then it also has like ginseng and ashwagandha, which is supposed to help with like depression and anxiety and all that crazy stuff. I'm just trying to get my mind right by, getting my physical body energetically in shape too. It doesn't help that I stuff myself full of crap when I get depressed. It just brings me lower. So I'm trying to that's one of my biggest shadows for me, and I know that's a lot even with the solar plexus, but food for me is a huge shadow. So I tend to indulge in really, really foods that have negative reactions on my body. I'm talking like cheese, milk, eggs, stuff like that. Like, I can't eat those foods, but I really, really love them, and I indulge in them, especially when I get sad. And then my face blows up, my body blows up, like, I inflame a lot. I could put on 10 pounds overnight in just inflammation, you know? So one of the things I've had to work on a lot is kind of that inner strength connected to food, my own willpower connected to food, not eating crappy food, not eating food that I know that is going to affect me negatively. And other people can do that, and it doesn't affect them at all. Like, Glitch can eats whatever he wants, whatever. And he has his own, you know, theory behind that, and that's totally cool. Like, everybody's on their own journey. For me, I think a lot of my lesson in this incarnation is taking care of this temple. I don't think I took care of it in other lifetimes as well, and so I'm having to, you know, eat right, or my body reacts. I'm having to exercise, or I'm in pain. You know, it's like the only way for me to feel good is for me to take care of myself. Oh, you're welcome, Tom. I'm glad I hope I answered whatever, you were asking. Japanese matcha tea. That sounds delicious. You can't drink coffee anymore, but you love it. Yeah, I really shouldn't be drinking coffee. I think it's definitely more of an unconscious addiction for me. I definitely know I react negatively to it. It's like cheese. It's like bread. If I eat a lot of cheese, I get sick. If I eat a lot of bread, I get sick. If I eat a lot of sugar, I get sick. And yet I overindulge in all of those things. And so it's like, and this is something that we all probably have either dealt with in life or are dealing with now, is we have what we call, you know, our vices. They're things that we know that are not good for us, things that we know we don't have good reactions to, but we do them anyways for whatever reason. And it's usually because we think we're creating some kind of a comfort out of it. We're filling some kind of a void. So for me, I know it's all very much connected to my inner child. So when I eat things like, you know, cheese and bread and sugar, it creates this almost satiated experience where I convince myself that I'm being satiated, but my body reacts negatively to tell me that you're not being satiated, you're filling a void with something instead of actually figuring out why you have that void there. So one of the things I've been doing as I've been, instead of stuffing that void with crap, I've been putting healthy things in my body and allowing the void to be open and allowing me to see, you know, why it's there, and heal it, close it up, close the gap. Look into matcha. It has caffeine and induces a strong feeling of calm. I love it. I have some matcha tea. It's matcha green tea. The body is the instrument for spirit to play. Yes. Yeah, I can't even eat ice cream really anymore. Like, within, you know, a few minutes, like, it's like I can't even usually finish eating a bowl of ice cream before I start feeling sick to my stomach. It's fine pistachio green powder. It's a superfood. You're going to burn your tail, kitty. Mm-hmm. That was close. I was fasting yesterday. I'm so hungry now. LOL. That's interesting you mentioned fasting. I was just thinking today, it's been a while since I fasted. I've been kind of not fasting because it's hard for me to fast in the wintertime, because I think I also use food as a way to kind of not feel so cold. Like, and this could just be my own mind playing games with me, but when I'm cold, I feel more hungry and my body feels rigid. And so food is like kind of a comfort thing that makes me feel less cold. And like I said, probably a mind game that I play with myself. But now that it's starting to get warm and stuff like that, I'm going to start fasting again. You know, it's funny. The winter, I really do kind of let things fall apart a little bit. but it also really exposes my shadow to me. I guess that's why it's called like kind of that dark phase. So I can really see where there is, you know, a lot of imbalance, because I'll make excuses for it, you know, especially when I'm being really, really good. And then I'll start, you know, like kind of dabbling in cheese here and there. And I'll make excuses. Well, I didn't have a reaction this time. Didn't have a reaction that time. And the next thing you know, it's happening all the time. And then I'm just sick all the time again. And that's like kind of where I found myself getting back into that poop loop of just waking up sick all the time, feeling tired all day, going to bed feeling just my body hurt, you know, just every part of me was in pain. And I'm just like, I'm doing this to myself. All I have to do is, you know, cut these things out, because I know this is like the reason that I feel that way. And if I could just have the inner strength and the willpower to do that, then I wouldn't have to deal with all this other crap. So that's one of the things I'm working on. Didn't plan to fast. It was something my body does automatically like everything else. That's good. Follow your intuitive guidance. You probably needed to kind of be a little bit lighter in order to, you know, integrate something. Maybe the energy's coming in today. Less density weighing you down. Intermittent fasting works for me each day. Well, I kind of intermittently fast naturally light wave. I only eat one meal a day already. And then sometimes I just skip that meal anyways, because sometimes trying to figure out what I can eat that's not going to induce a reaction is such a pain in the butt that it's easier for me to just not eat. So I've definitely had days like that. But when I do intentional fasting, it's usually I'll plan ahead. And I'll usually pick like a portal. Galactic activation days are my favorite portals to fast through, especially when we have like the 10-day portals. So those will usually be the times when I do intentional fasting. And when I do intentional fasting, I make a point to do a lot more meditation in replacement for the food that I would be consuming, and that kind of helps me tune into the gaps in my energy body that I was filling with food through that time, that meditation, that extra time that I spend within. And so that's just something that I kind of do for myself. I was burning Friday. Is Friday? Yes. Juice. And then juice fasting is another one that I do. Like when I don't really feel like doing a full fast, but I feel like I need to lighten my load. Like I'm carrying too much, you know, sugar or gluten, or, you know, like when I start eating a lot of food so my body doesn't process very easily, I can literally feel it, like a heaviness in my body. My joints ache. I kind of walk around bent over and like an old lady and limp around. When I start getting like that, that's when I need to know I need to fast or do some kind of a detox or a cleanse. And it's always, always, always because of, you know, the things that I consume. My consumption is a lot of the reason why I deal with physical pain in my body. For tea, we pick the plants in the garden, and I can eat all kinds of food. Fortunately, I'm not allergic to anything. I'm not allergic to anything. It's more of a sensitivity. My body reacts, you know, like I don't like going to shock. I don't go to the hospital. My body has reactions in the form of like inflammation, like the like I'll start, you know, taking on like water weight. The joints will inflame themselves. So I will actually look like I physically gain weight, but it's really just the inflammation from eating. And a lot of it is sugar. I've really dialed it down to sugar, bread, dairy products, and sugar, bread, dairy products, and just like corn. I can do a little bit of corn. Like I love tortilla chips. I love tortilla chips. But if I eat a lot, like I can feel it in my bones. New moon tomorrow. Good day for a fast. Oh, yes. You know what? You're right, because new moons are really great for kind of clearing out old energy. Like new moons are great for new beginnings, banishing. So remember how I was talking about like when I spend time meditating to kind of find where those voids are. if you're holding on to dense energies, what we kind of can perceive as entities or demons within our body connected to those like traumas or triggers or shadows or whatever, that maybe, you know, cause you to overeat or starve yourself or whatever that is for you. Because for me, it's both. When you use the energy of the new moon, that new beginning, that new start, you can also banish those physical representations, what we would perceive as an entity or an energy from your body, from your energy field through that energy. It just kind of works for you. It's like taking a quartz crystal to your intentions, you know? Moo, lol. What helps headaches? So lots of things depending on what kind of a headache. Are you looking for like crystals, herbs, techniques? Breath work works great for headaches, because a lot of times when we like kind of get our bodies rigid and we'll hold energy within our body, clearing that energy will help move it. Is it normal for light workers to war against the darkness 24/7 nonstop? I'm tired and wonder if I'm doing it wrong. It's always on. It's not normal to stay in that frequency. It's normal to experience that for a time in order to transcend it, to see why you're fighting. Why are you fighting yourself? You know? Because the darkness is just you. When you say fighting against the darkness, you're fighting against your own shadow. So what part of your own shadow are you not wanting to look at? And that's where that fighting is happening. Neck tensions, crystals. Okay, so for neck tensions, black tourmaline, pyrite, selenite, and blue kyanite I'm hearing, but I'm not sure why. I'll figure that one out later. That's what I heard for crystals. And then as far as for other methods, use some lavender oil and some cinnamon. Lavender, cinnamon. Lavender, cinnamon, or peppermint. You could also take like a rice pack or a heat pack and put it on the back of your neck. Or you could do the hot and the cold, where you have a ice pack and a heat pack, one on the front, one on the back. That helps a lot too. You could also sit in a bath, hot water, and then put the ice pack on the back of your neck. Put your hands and the feet in the hot water. That also helps. The neighborhood, etc. Our minds are expanding. We are hacking our mind. That involves an internal cranial drill, hence the headache. Yeah. The neighborhood. You feel like you're fighting your neighborhood a lot? Is that what you mean, Hobie? Like that your neighbors are the darkness? I'm kind of confused. Alright, so I keep half feeling like I need to yawn, but it's like, do you ever feel like you need to yawn, but you can't get the yawn to come all the way through? What have you found Moldavite helps with? Oh, gosh. You want to purge some shadows? You really want to see your shadows? Moldavite. But in a really good way. When I first started wearing Moldavite, I constantly felt really buzzy and vibraty. That wore off after a couple weeks. It definitely helps me channel when I wear it on my head. I don't know if you guys can see. Hold on, I gotta pull this up so I can see it better. You can see that. It's like a green, kind of a glass, like a bubbly glass. It's really pretty. For such a tiny little piece, it vibrates a lot. Like sorry, my hair's all crazy. When I was putting the crown together today, to make it, like, I could feel my hands would start buzzing just from working with it in my hands. My crown is totally crooked right now, I know, you guys. That's what I get for taking it off my head. I should have just left it. No one do shadow work around here, so everyone else's darkness attract to me, and I fight transmute. Oh, so your light is just triggering the shit out of them. I get what you mean. I see what you mean. So you're just like kind of like having... Oh, sorry. Shouldn't have touched it. So crooked. That's gonna annoy the heck out of somebody with OCD. Sorry. So you're just like a huge transmuter. Super transmuter energy mechanism. I think that's one of Glitch's things. Yes, I know. I'm gonna be done in just a minute. I know. She's biting me. She's like, are you gonna be done soon? You've been on forever. Oh, baby girl. Yes. No biting. Oh. Going to breakfast at 7:53 here in Transylvania, Romania. I'm sorry about that, Hobie. Just know that you're learning how to really learn how to be a powerful alchemist. You are an etheric alchemist. Oh, now you got hair all over my face. You hate how much... Oh, yeah, you have that too, Tila. That shiny light that triggers everybody. Ow! Okay, my cat really wants me to be done. She's going to keep biting me until I finish. So if you guys have any more questions, throw them in the chat now. I'm going to start calling it. Don't be sorry. She does this to me. She's like, all right, it's time to go. It's time to say good night. It's time to go snuggle on the couch and give me treats. Oh, you're welcome, Soren. Thank you for being here. I know, isn't she adorable? She's my baby. She's so spoiled too. Yeah, she's so spoiled. All right, and before I go, everybody, please check out the Etsy shop. We got some new stuff in the shop, some new sprays. You can do it a couple different ways now. And then also the Patreon, you guys, is awesome. If you like our products, mine and Glitch's stuff, I have a couple different tiers that you can sign up for that offer the monthly subscription box. So every month you get a box of like $50 worth of Glitch and Faery stuff, jewelry, and little things that I make. I make like organites, jewelry, all kinds of fun stuff inside the box. So $50 worth of stuff. The subscription is only $33.33 a month. So you get the Patreon subscription and you get the monthly box. And that's just for the 33 tier. And then there's also tiers that have one-on-one sessions and subscription boxes included. So the subscription boxes are US only. Sorry for my international people. I love you all so much, but because of everything going on right now, I am doing only US subscription boxes. But check out the Patreon if you guys are interested in that. Please look at the Etsy store, and if anybody's interested in a Starseed Origins reading, those are available as well, and they are quite extensive. I don't charge a lot for them. They're full of information, and I spend a lot of time on them. Oh, okay, so she's really biting me now. She just bit me hard. She's like, all right, it's time to be done. It's time to be done. All right, I love you guys so much, and I will see you all next Friday. Mwah! Kisses and hugs to everyone.